You know, tell us about it. How you grew up
Yeah.
there.
Francisco Mauigoa, from American Samoa, straight from the Rock. That's what they call it, is the Rock, because on the map, if you see it on the map, it's like a tiny little pebble in the middle of nowhere in the South Pacific. So that's where I grew up. You know, family's very big for me. I think that's where, like, you know, me having the passion for football came from, was just me being born into a tough loving family. So I think we're very passionate about, in the sport because of its physicality, and just part of who we are. We're very physical people, and we love hard too. So yeah, that's where it all began, man. It was just me growing up back in the island. My dad teaching me, all those just random techniques on YouTube that he could find, that he could, pass it over to us. So it was fun, man.
How like what's the it doesn't have to do with football, sports, or anything, but like what's some of the coolest stories you have of like doing things over there? Like I remember you showed me the video of y'all cooking. That to
Mhm.
me was like one of the coolest things ever. The barbecuing, y'all
Yeah.
putting all the leaves and the rocks and everything. That was so cool to me. Tell me
Yeah,
about the coolest things you did.
we're kind of like, that's that's all what we do. Is what our culture does. Like for us, it's like, man is what who prepares the food. So we the ones that go out prepare the food. So we like, prepare a pit before Sunday, because we have on Sunday we have like a family feast where everybody just get around and gather, like after church, and just feast. So on Saturdays we prepare the umu. That's what you call it, umu. The pit where we put the rocks, so we could heat it up, and like it's like a stove, like a homemade stove. So basically, so you just put your meat on it, put whatever you want to put on it, and just put the banana leaves on it, and you just wait for an hour, and it'll come out cooked out pretty well. So I think those are like one of the main things we do home. Like every Saturday, I go gather coconuts, to husk, and prepare the food for Sunday. So it's all part of preparation, because for us, we're being taught like to take care of our parents, and um you know and at that age, like, you don't want to see your parent going out and just do all those stuff. So as us as kids, we take passion in that, because we never want to see our parents go do, husking a coconut, doing all the food. So we kind of pitch in and help in, what our family needs.
I tell you what, that right there, a lot of kids around, in the States, they have something to learn from that, especially, being around, a lot of kids could learn from that. I understand exactly what you're saying. I mean, even the little things here in the States, like going and taking out the trash for your dad growing
Hmm.
up. You see a lot of people, they don't like doing that stuff, but it's like you really want to see your dad having to go out there when he's
Yeah.
working all day and stuff like that. So I kind of get, not to that extreme, going out and getting coconuts and husking them and stuff like that. That's a lot right there. But no, that's cool. One thing I wanted to ask about was what is it called with the fire?
Fire knife dance.
Yes, what is it called?
Fire knife dance.
Fire knife dance.
It's
Start learning that.
in Samoan you say I love.
Ailau?
Yeah. Man, you pick it
Ailau.
up really fast, man. Damn. I don't know
What?
how you do it,
That
man. You be picking up on some more words hella fast.
Wamaloasu. Yeah.
Manguia faftai wa meloas.
Seki, Seki. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people they're not gonna understand that, but me and Kiko, right when I met him, I thought it was the coolest thing ever hearing you and Francis speak Samoan. I was like, teach me. And I kid you not, Kiko would teach me words. I would write it down. And I'm like, all right, what does it mean? And I would have it within the day. And I would, every time I saw him, I was speaking it. And at
Hmm.
one point, we could actually have a good conversation. We could actually go about our
Yeah.
day, speak about it. I haven't spoken in a while, but I remember some good stuff like Alufaku.
Yeah, Lofaku, bruh. I don't know how you
Yeah.
remember, bruh.
Come
Because
on now.
if somebody like taught me like, bro, I took Spanish in my freshman year. It was pretty intense. Not gonna lie to you, but
Which one
all I
was?
remember is the numbers, all the numbers. That's about it, and like the common
No,
ones.
I
Like,
mean, of course, obviously, I'm not gonna say, other words you taught me, but just in case, the golf words that we would use on the course.
yeah,
Uh, yeah. But what age did you start learning that?
the Ailao.
Yeah, dialogue.
When I was 9 years old. That's when I first learned how to Ailao. It was from my coach and my football coach in American Samoa. That was coaching my older brother. So when he was coaching, he looked at us and he was like, "You guys want to try out Ailao Afi? Like that's what you call it." I was like, "Yeah, bro." I started spinning it. He started teaching us. I just fell in love with it immediately. So when I went home, I started spinning it, doing all bunch of tricks with it, and when I was 10 years old, I was pretty good at it. Not gonna lie, like we had a whole competition, like we had a tournament and everything. It was fun. And I got a scar from it on my
Yeah,
stomach.
I was gonna ask about that and when it happened.
Yeah, I got a scar from it when I had the two knives. I was using two knives when I was 10 years old, and I kind of spin it, and like the gas like got onto my stomach, and then
Uh-huh.
it touched, it just went off. But I was in the hospital for like 2 days, and I was gone. I was good after that. But
Dude, I remember
bro, and
I thought you
one thing that I remember was like everybody was telling me was like they said because I remember too because when I got burnt, I ran outside, I rubbed it off, and I went back in and I finished the routine.
oh my gosh.
And yes, my coach was like, "Why would you do that?" I was
Yeah,
like,
like what are you doing? Hey, that's passion right there.
"Bro,
That's
like
passion.
at a young age, I wasn't thinking too like, why did I do
You were tough.
that?"
It was already instilled in you. You got to finish the job. You weren't done
gotta
yet.
gotta finish the job. But
Oh, I
yeah.
love that. But no, I was actually going to bring that up, like how many times you burn yourself, because you've shown me the scar before, because
Mm.
we've conversated about this before. Do you have a lot more scars? Because you're playing with fire all the time,
Yeah,
you
bro.
know?
It's like 6 out of 10 shows like I get a scar, like a burnt scar, like on my hand.
Yeah.
But I don't feel it because of the adrenaline. But after I'll feel it after.
Does everybody in your family know how to do it?
Nah, it's just me. No, actually, me, Cece, and my brother, my older brother,
Yeah.
Fred knows how to do it. But my older brother, he taught it by himself. Like he gave him a stick and he just taught it to himself.
A lot of people don't
Yes.
know that you have an older brother and that he also played college football. Obviously, I've met Fred and stuff. We've golfed together. Tell us a
Mhm.
little bit about Fred, the original Big Mauigoa.
Um, that was Frank. That was Frank.
Frank. That was Frank. Yeah, Frank.
Yeah, I mean Frank. He was the firstborn. I mean, he was the second born. Um, he's the one that got us to play football.
Mhm.
He was the quarterback at our high school. He played quarterback his whole career, and then he went and played a D3 in Chicago, West Park. And after that, he was done. He was in the military now, but he was the first person that got us into football. Just seeing him play and having fun. We was like, man, I want to do this too. Like
Mhm.
that's how I got my other older brother in, Frederick, who played at Washington State. He was a center, and
Yep.
then he went to Panthers and then the Cincinnati Bengals. But yeah, those are the two that really got us into playing football. I mean, just watching them play, I was like, man, I want to do that. Like, it's crazy.
Tell me about your first like experiences. You said your dad was like teaching you techniques off of YouTube. How was it learning football there in American Samoa?
I mean, you learn things, but at extent to a certain extent. So, there are things that like, there's always a lot of room to improve in American Samoa. But after like practices, like the way I'm throwing the ball, like my dad would just like see on YouTube or watch a game of Peyton Manning, like, and just be like, you gotta go under here like this, and then the way you gotta hold the laces, you gotta have 2 fingers on the laces,
Yep.
and you gotta go like that and then that. I'm like, all right, I'll try it. But
And for everyone who doesn't know,
yeah.
oh yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
I was a quarterback before I played linebacker. That was my
Yes, and I've seen the highlights.
yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him.
I
He
was
loves to brag about it.
doing
He
it.
shows his little on Facebook, I think is all where
Facebook,
it's all at, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
Facebook.
he showed me all of that. No, did you ever watch growing up the Peyton Manning video of how to throw a football? It was like flick the booger and all that stuff. I forgot exactly what it was, but that's actually how I learned to throw a football was through that Peyton Manning video. It's funny that you bring it
I
up.
think I know what video you're talking about because every single video, like from 2018 below, like I've seen it all. Like how to throw a football, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. No, so what some people don't know is that you lived across from the golf course growing up, right?
yeah,
Cross. I know it was close to where you just walked to it. You and your dad would go and play golf.
yeah. I
People
mean, I
don't
was
know this about you,
yeah.
but
I
go ahead and
was
tell them how good of a
I
golfer
was
you
okay. Before I was introduced to football, I was introduced to golf first. That was the first sport my dad introduced me to. And not gonna lie to you, I had fun, but it was also frustrating at the same time because of those double bogeys and those triple bogeys.
were. The
the
long drive doubles.
the long drive doubles, exactly. So
Mhm.
it was fun, but I don't think it was meant for me to go the long way. But I played golf because of my dad, and like we lived like literally right next to the golf course. Basically, like a 2 minute walk from the golf course to the golf course. So I played a junior golf, so I play for free on the course.
Yeah.
So I go every single day play golf. That's how I know how competitive I was at sports because of golf. Like every single day I'm on the course. Like I'm always trying to learn something. I'm always trying to get better. And that I think that's where I found the passion of like competing, like competition. It was just me being on the course and just trying to get better, trying to beat out all the other junior golfers that were there. So me and Cece, but Cece didn't last long. So he
Yeah, I know. I've talked to CC about it. He didn't like it. He didn't like it.
didn't last long.
CC was I've seen some videos of him playing volleyball actually.
Oh yeah. We all play. That's the thing. All my siblings, my dad, my mom, we all play volleyball.
That's
That's
one
the
thing I wanted you to talk about actually is look, I've played golf with your dad.
yeah.
Your dad can freaking golf. And he
Bro,
still sometimes will hit it further than both of us.
he went to a tournament in Western Samoa. He came first place. I was like,
Really? When was
yeah.
that?
Um, like in the summer, during the summer, somewhere around August. That
Dude,
dude went
people
in
don't
Western
realize people
Samoa.
they think we might be exaggerating right now, but
Yeah.
your dad is good at golf. I mean, really good. He, I know it might be Granada, but there's days at Granada he's finishing like 2 under and stuff like that. I mean, he's
In a
good.
nine.
Yeah, in a nine. Like he still has a lot more to go, you know. But no, he he played volleyball. I know that because we'd go out there and sometimes his knee would be hurting, and you'd
Yeah.
be like, oh, or I'd ask him why, and he'd talk about well, back in the day he used to play volleyball a lot. Your dad's a big dude.
Yeah, he
That's
is.
a big dude. Seeing him and like imagining him like playing volleyball, it's just like Cece. When Cece showed me the videos of him, I'm like, oh my goodness. It's funny that you tell me that everybody in your family play volleyball there. Why is that? Is it a big like Samoan thing or?
Bro, like I think there's not a single village in Samoa that doesn't play volleyball. Like every afternoon, people just gathered around a volleyball court and just start playing. Like for me,
Really?
it was the norm for me, like to play volleyball. Like every like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. when the sun's starting to go down, everybody just gathers at the volleyball court just playing volleyball. After practice, after football practice, meet me at the volleyball court. We're playing volleyball.
Really?
Yes,
That
that's
is
how it, yes.
crazy.
That's how a lot of people in the village just gathers around, like just having fun at the volleyball court. So not a single village. I'm telling you, not a single village in Samoa doesn't have a volleyball court, and everybody just gathers there at 4 p.m.
Dude,
Like
that's amazing.
after work. Yeah,
That is amazing. I love that.
I
Ah,
think yeah, that's why like volleyball is a really big thing. Like back home, like everybody just knows how to play volleyball. It's like that's what we do for fun.
man, that is crazy. You played everything.
Yeah.
Wow. And I bet it surprises some people too. I mean, they would look at you, your dad, because your dad's a big dude. They wouldn't expect golf and volleyball. They would look at you and be like, all right, yeah, they can play football for sure. But golf and volleyball, no, they're legit at both of them. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So tell me about high school football. I know it ended up happening like during COVID. You had to go to California and
Hmm.
then recruiting. Tell me all about that, how that worked out.
Yeah. When I started playing football at back home, we had little league and we started at 12 years old. So it was early, but it wasn't that early as as the normal over here. But when we started playing football, I played quarterback, and then transitioning to high school in ninth grade, um, we were like, we had it was like, what are you gonna do with football? Like for me, I was thinking like, man, I'm gonna make it to the league. For me, I was like confident in myself that I'm gonna make it to the league no matter what. And seeing the way like to get there is like impossible to do it back home just because of the limited opportunities and just not a lot of exposure. So that's why me and my brother had, my family had to make the risk and take the risk, like to take us to Cali so we could like, elevate our game and just get some exposure. And that's where like CC blew up, bro. Like his
Yeah.
freshman year in Cali, like playing D line and O line, he was like, bro, manhandling like 12th graders, 11th graders, like it was crazy. Like
Well,
it's
he's doing that
surprising.
even now. Even as a freshman, he was manhandling 24, 25 year olds.
Yeah, but it was a really cool scene to see. But
Mhm.
that's how it all started, just us being in Cali, and then when COVID struck, like my parents were like really concerned about us, so they wanted us back home just to be around family, and we got the last flight to go back home.
Mhm.
The last flight before it closed down, like everything closed down, no more flights. We got the last flight back home, and that's why like we got stuck there, and then couldn't come back to Cali, and we just played our. I played my last season over there, balled out, and just we won championship. Um, and after that, when our borders start opening up, IMG reached out to us, and we were like, "Yo, we're gonna take this opportunity." Um, and CC just went there. I was there. I was training there just to prepare myself for college. And CC just went there and just balled out and, had a bunch of offers. So,
Yeah. One people I want people to know that when you say you were in Cali, you
hmm
weren't with your parents and your
oh,
family.
yeah.
Yeah. That was like a thing. Like whenever you're like, oh, they were worried about y'all,
Yeah.
they were still back in Samoa. So like that was like the thing, I already know that was tough for y'all. That's a big
hmm
transition. So I mean, I could already imagine going to California, not being at home, how
hmm
hard that must have been playing somewhere else, but to not have your family with you as well, I'm sure
hmm
at least your parents, I'm sure that was made it even 10 times harder.
Yeah. It was intense because at a young age too, it was like, this is
Hmm.
like my first time doing this, like not being around my family. It was like, man, I was like homesick for like a whole month.
Yep.
Like I'll be in my bed, like just crying, like just be like thinking about home and just want to just want to go back home. And like, bro, like I didn't speak English well too. So just for you, I did not speak English well.
I know we talked about that before, how CC, or you would have to translate for CC, or was it
Yeah,
the other way
sometimes
around?
I had to like translate the TT. Like that's that's
Yeah.
how bad it was. Like we had to figure it out like that because our first language Samoa and all we speak back home was Samoa.
Hmm.
But when we got to the States, like when we got to Cali, it was like a big, really big transition. Like I had to like really learn like how to play, like speak English. CC had to like dive in and like be independent and learn how to speak English for himself. But yeah, it was tough, but it's all worth it at the end.
100%. Tell me about how you got to Washington State and
Hmm.
then Washington State. why you chose to come to Miami.
Yeah. So I didn't get an offer from Washington State until I got home, back in American Samoa, and they started looking at my film because my my uncle was like sending him, like they had a relationship with a coach in Washington State, and he started sending him my film from back home, and that's when they made the decision to offer me, because they saw my linebacker tape at Cali, and then they saw a little bit of it from home. So that was when I first got my offer at Washington State. Went to IMG, trained, and then went to Washington State. Played my freshman year. I was a true freshman. I was a starting Sam linebacker, and I was on every special teams. Like I love being on special teams last
Yeah.
when I was a freshman. And then came my sophomore year. Had a little feel for the game. Um, and then I played a lot of reps on defense, and it was a really good start. Like it was like a match being lit for me. It was like just got my feet wet, and then now was just game on, and that's when it all started. And then my sophomore year, hearing about all the Pac-12 being falling apart, and my coach my coach left. He went to the ASU. I was like, I needed a restart. I needed to hit a restart button, and that's when I decided to enter the portal. And when I entered the portal, one of the first school that messaged me was Miami,
Mm.
and yeah, took my visit here. I loved it here. My family was here. My brother was coming here, and that's when it all started. I love it here because of the weather, because of everything, because of the people, because of the coaches, and yeah, that's how I became a Miami Hurricane.
So one thing you talk about being a Miami Hurricane and you talk about the relationships, the weather and stuff like that.
Hmm.
You had a decision to make this past offseason to either enter the draft,
Hmm.
leave early into the draft, or come back another year. You could have gotten drafted. I know you're projected a few rounds, like fourth, fifth,
Hmm.
whatever. Tell me about the factors that decided that you had to make you stay.
I think a lot of it was just personal goals. I think for myself, I think I still could have fulfilled a lot. And for the past season, um, there are some things that was being left out on the field, and I think for this season, I just thought that I could do better and come back and just improve my game and just to get myself really ready for the pro level. So I think there's personal goals that had to be fulfilled, being able to being able to reach my fully potential for myself, as having those standards for myself to reach. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, me and you talked about this a lot. I mean, obviously people don't know, but me and you would go golf at least once or twice a week, you
Hmm.
know, and we would discuss these things like, hey, what are you gonna do? What's your decisions? What are you looking at? And one thing you kept telling yourself and telling me was, it's not my standard. It's not my
Hmm.
standard. I know I could do better. He's like, I showed that. I know I could do better. And
Exactly.
I think you're gonna show some people this year for sure. I don't want to speak too much on this season because let it play out how it is. But I believe in you 100%. And one thing you talk about, having faith in yourself, you believe in yourself. I want to talk about and ask you what gives you that confidence in that, and basically to ask you about your faith because me and you, we'd go to the same church on Sundays. I'd see you there with your whole family. I wanted to know and just ask about because I know how important that is to you. I know
Hmm.
we've had conversations, but just to give you a chance to put it out there.
Yeah. I think it all started back home. I was born in a Christian farm, a very strong Christian family, and faith is a really big thing. Before leaving American Samoa to come here, my dad, my mom would just tell us like having faith in God, like He's always there for us. He's always backing us up, and like if I need anything, just ask God for it. And not only that, you got to be able to follow, his commandments and follow what he has prepared for us, and just follow his plan. And I think that was the biggest thing for us, was just leaning back to that. When things don't go right, having our surgery on our shoulder, just being able to have faith in God that, things happen for a reason. And that, if things don't go right, maybe God is giving you a, obstacle, to overcome something, so you learn and know, to prepare yourself for the future. So it's all God, man. Like, he just puts a lot of passion in our hearts, and just I pray every night that, he's with us, and like he guides us in the right path to, to give him glory. So yeah.
No, I mean, I love that, and that's one thing I love about you and your family. I mean, y'all and everything y'all do, I know because
Hmm.
we have a personal relationship. I know that y'all put God first in everything. I mean, your family truly is I mean, your mom and dad, some of the best people I've ever met. I mean, truly, your family is amazing. Um, your brother, y'all, I mean, they raised y'all very, very well. And you could tell just by interacting with you from just a 5 minute conversation. You know,
Hmm.
y'all treat everyone with respect, y'all are kind, y'all hold yourself to a high standard. And it shows. And I'm glad you're able to share that.
Hmm.
Well, thank you for sharing all of that. And actually, I mean, since we ended on faith, this is one I love this. But if you could, can you end us out on a prayer in Samoa,
It's
just
how
like just like in American Samoa,
I
like the
did, Nick.
Samoan language? Sorry about that, but sorry about that.
You good.
Say it in Samoan, just like you used to do at the end of practice. Let's go ahead. No,
Everybody gets hyped every single time I pray, man. It's
and we
crazy.
love it. We love it. All right, we'll go ahead and do it.
All right. Ito mas table. Yung manuia nei ia vanoro mas matute fetufa yo ilo de leido mas tano lo mas ilo for my fata simeti mato pui pui so meti mato pui so ya Ryan lo mas mauna um fofuanga lo mas tano lo mas fata simeti mato fata simeti mato langa ilo for my whai mataiala i o mātou langalo masu vinga tu mo pero fio i lo mai whamanga lo mea te mātou mana lo te tolo Jesu Kiriso. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
All
Man,
right.
I love that. That was good right there, brother. Hey, well, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you talking to me and sharing all these things. I'm sure everybody will love to hear this. And we'll talk to you later. All
All
right.
right. All
All
right.
right, brother. Good to see you. Koi
No,
fei loai.
go for it.
Yeah.
No